Ever wondered what Cinderella would look like if it was told through the eyes of a broken, mutilated stepsister and filtered through a Norwegian body horror lens? Yeah, me neither. But the Ugly Stepsister is here, and it's just as disturbing and brilliant as that sound.
I'm going crazy. I've lost my mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing The Ugly Stepsister, a new Shudder release directed by Emilie Blichfeldt. It stars Lea Myren, Thea Sofie Loch Næss, and Dahl Torp, and Isac Calmroth, and it's a vicious, gut-churning, and emotionally raw reimagining of Cinderella. But this time, we're not following the girl with the glass slipper. We're trapped in the delusional fantasy of one of her stepsisters, and it gets dark. Before we get into the story, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you're enjoying the reviews. And if you want to support the channel even more, check out my Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can support what I do here, and for $5 a month, you can request your own movie review. Links are in the description. The film follows Elvira, a stepsister obsessed with winning over Prince Julian, a timid virginal heir to the throne. Trapped under the cruel guidance of her domineering mother, Elvira endures a series of grotesque beauty treatments in order to match the kingdom's rigid ideals of perfection. Set in a stylized version of 19th century Norway, the story twists the familiar fairy tale into a tragic body horror descent, showing what happens when someone sacrifices everything, body, identity, and soul, for a fantasy they were never meant to be part of. Let's start with the body horror, because it is gnarly. We're talking cosmetic surgeries with antique tools, needles through eyelids, parasitic weight loss methods like tapeworms. This thing pulls no punches. And the horror here isn't just surface level shock, it's rooted in the emotional trauma Elvira experiences. Her transformation is painful and pitiful in equal measure. It's not as extreme as something like The Substance or Cronenberg's Nastiest Work, but it's impactful and perfectly fits this sad little nightmare of a story. Lea Myren absolutely carries this film as Elvira. She doesn't need big monologues, her face does all the heavy lifting. You can read every ounce of pain, desperation, and delusion in her expressions. It's haunting. And on the flip side, Dahl Torp plays one of the most vile mothers I've seen in a horror movie recently. She's manipulative, abusive, and completely convinced she's doing what's best for her daughter. Their toxic dynamic gives the film its emotional core, and it's riveting in the most uncomfortable way. I also need to shout out how good this film looks. The costumes, the bleak lighting, the aged architecture, it all sells this cursed little kingdom perfectly. The color palette is washed out and sickly, and that visual style mirrors the emotional decay happening on screen. It's a gorgeous rotting fairy tale. The only major downside here is the pacing. At just under 2 hours, The Ugly Stepsister feels a little too long for what it's doing. The slow burn works most of the time, but around the halfway mark you really start to feel the runtime. Some scenes linger just a bit too long, and I think a 10 to 15 minute trim could have tightened up the narrative and made it hit even harder. Still, I think The Ugly Stepsister is absolutely worth watching if you're into dark fairy tale reimaginings or body horror with something to say. It's grotesque, tragic, and surprisingly tender beneath all the blood and bruising. The performances are excellent, the visuals are immersive, and the commentary on beauty standards hits hard. Even in a historical setting, the message still feels urgent and real. I'm giving this one a solid 4 out of 5. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're ready to squirm and maybe cry a little too, this one's got something special. Thanks for watching. If you dug the video, hit that like button and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. And again, if you want to support me directly, check out my Patreon. $1 a month helps keep the lights on, and $5 lets you request your own review. And until next time, maybe skip the tapeworm diet. I'll see you guys in the next one.